Funding meant for traders. Mentfunding.
Hello. So yes, you did see the title of this video right. This April I did indeed achieve a 100% win rate. Well, 100% win rate and break-even rate. And this is probably where you're starting to think, well, Dan, you said 100% win rate. Stick with me, let me show you why I told you that. Even though I took some break-evens and some wins, yes, indeed, I took no losses for the month of April. The reason why I'm doing this video, I see this a lot in the trading space where a mentor or a influencer creates a video and they're like, you know,
here is the holy grail of trading.
And then they give you a strategy that they say, okay, well, go and back test it for last week and then go for it, send it live. I'm going to show you why it's so important to do the data collection. So let's head onto my screen, and the first thing that I'll show you is going to be my journal. The main thing that I want to focus on here is actually my live journal for last month. So I'm going to head over into my journal, and as you can see, these are the trades that I had took. And rather than showing you this, ugly row by row view, I'm going to show you it in a bit of a visualization format. So before I go into this any further, you might be like, whoa, where can I find a link to this journal? This actually comes as part of the MentorFX mentorship. And if you want to check that out, the link for that is in the description down below, but finish watching this video first so I can set your expectations correct. On this, I'm going to head over to the deep diver page, and I'm going to switch on this filter. And let's look at the month, which is equal to April. And let's turn on the deep diver so we can see all the results of my trades within April. So here's my results. And the first thing I'm going to do is scroll across to this overall overview. So in April, I had 10 trades in total. 5 of them came out as wins, 5 of them came out as break-evens, and we did not have any losses. The total R that I secured within that was 53.96 R, with a rough 5.4 expected value, 5% risk of ruin, and the overall profit factor to this was 65.24, meaning for each $1 that I lost, I gained $65.24. As I didn't take any losses, that's why a profit factor is so high, that's why the EV is so high, and that's why stuff like the total R is so high as well. Let's say I was your mentor for a minute, and let's say you came to me and you were like, okay, cool, Dan, show me your results. I want to see your results before I sign up to your mentorship. I want to see them results. I have to see them to believe what you're doing here. Okay, let me show you my April. Here's my April. Look at my April, mate. I have got 53R, best trader in the world. Sign up to my mentorship. You sign up, and then boom. Before you know it, you actually enter the real market. You actually realize that overall, well, that's actually not an accurate reflection of what each month looks like. And what I'm trying to say here is, don't believe everything that you see online. Let's actually take a look at the real statistics, okay? So these are the real statistics. So I've just highlighted in red the April time of my trading for my R curve and my equity curve. And you might notice that if I was to sell you a system or sell you a course or sell you a strategy or a automated bot or whatever you want to call it, you might have bought it. You might have been like, whoa, this is the best strategy in the world. This is the holy grail. Well, in fact, it's probably not, because what that mentor, for example, in this example myself, did not show you was what the overall larger sample size looks like. There are 57 trades in total. Most of them were actually break-evens, a staggering 54.4% break-even rate, a 35% win rate, and a 10% loss rate, which by all means is also a really, really great return. However, what I'm trying to make you understand here is that if I had just shown you this, you might have been sold on something that was not real. Let's take that and flip it on its head. If you were to do some backtesting and you were like, cool, I'm going to backtest each time we have an MB that breaks to the top side, I'm going to test it for the last, how long should I test it for? For the last month. I think that's a great accurate representation of how a good strategy could look like. So, oh my God, this first trade, it ran to 1-to-1. That is a perfect 1-to-1, fantastic. There was also a scale in here. Wow, cool, amazing. That ran to 1-to-1 as well, perfect. You know what, I'm also going to trade a strategy where I can sell these as well. They're working buys, I might as well work for sells as well. Let's see. I sell it here, sell it on the breakout, and I'm going to target 1-to-1. And I'm going to do the same here, going to do the same here, going to do the same here. You know, you get the point. By you being too zoomed in, and looking at just 1 month worth of data, or just 1 week worth of data in this instance, you have probably now got an inaccurate representation of what your system can actually look like over a large sample size. So I focused here just on a few weeks worth of price, whereas in reality, this is what price actually looks like over that whole month. It would have been virtually impossible to gain consistency based on a system like this. So I really wanted to emphasize there what the importance is of looking at a strategy over a large data set. So number one, stop believing what you see online. You may have innocently clicked on this video itself and thought, oh my god, I'm going to get a strategy here from Dan who's going to give me a way that I can make profits consistently and not take any losses. If you thought that, sorry, but obviously now I've given you an accurate representation of what real life trading can look like. And secondly, whilst also not focusing on what you see online, what you see on YouTube, what you see on Instagram, stop looking at that and start focusing on the grand scheme of things. This, on a grand scheme of things, does not work. As we can see here, it would not have worked in half of these conditions. It would not have reached a profit. Whilst it's really important to not just believe what you see online, it's also important to make sure that you're focusing on developing a large data set for a trading plan. What I mean by that is when you come to create a trading plan, there's no use in just collecting 10 trades and being like, brilliant, this strategy is awesome. Imagine I did that for this. Imagine for a second I collected 10 trades here and then the next 20 trades were losses. Let's just do that. So example, and let's go down by, let's say about this many. And let me see when my last break even / losing / small winning streak was, probably around here. And let's just paste that data into here. Okay, let me get rid of these. And I'll just copy the dates down so we can get some type of data into here. Okay, so if I now went onto my analysis, okay, look at what this shows now. But if I just focused on these 10 trades, or obviously these 40 trades now because I've just added more data to it, but if you go back and you were to look at what I showed you before in regards to these trades here, if I just focus on those trades alone, let me actually do this so you guys can see just the trades alone, or actually I can go even one better. Symbol is not equal to example. Unless I spell example wrong. Yeah, I spell example wrong. EXMAPLE. There we go. So if I was just focusing purely on this, I was never going to get an understanding that this R curve here actually falls basically right here, and then after that, that is actually what my system looks like properly. And this goes hand in hand with the last video that I created, where it's important to know what your system looks like over a larger sample size, with the understanding that you do not know the outcome of the trade, you only know the outcome of you sticking to your plan. If you stick to your plan, that's all you can do. If you take the trade when the markets line up with your plan, that's all you can do. You cannot control anything else that happens in the markets. So collecting the data, which is here, then analysing the data by understanding as to what your large winning streaks can look like and what your large break-even streaks can look like and what your large losing streaks can look like. By understanding that, you then know that, right, if I achieve something like this again in the live markets, I know that chances are that's not going to be for the whole of my trading career. That's probably going to be a bit of a short-term thing, and then it's going to go back to a bit more normality, where it comes back a bit, you know, I get a few break-evens, I get a couple of wins, a few more break-evens, a few wins. So I know that if I was to ever get results like this again, chances are after that, as we've seen here previously, I end up with a string of break-evens. I'm now going to be focused on sticking to my trade plan and making sure that I keep trading consistently, not getting too excited because I've just took a 10 trade no losing streak, nothing like that. Stick to my system, understand my edge, understand my rules, know when to take a trade, know when not to take a trade, and have a good understanding as to what my large data set actually shows. And that will prevent me from becoming overconfident, will probably prevent me from becoming egotistic, thinking that I know better than the markets. The moment you start thinking you know better than the markets is the moment shit will hit the fan. I promise you that. I'm talking from experience. You don't know the outcome of your next trade, you only know the outcome of you sticking to your trading plan. It's going to be either a win, a break even, or a loss. The win, the break even, or the loss is something you are out of control. However, sticking to your trading plan is what is in your control. I really wanted it to hit home with you guys and for you guys to understand that stop believing what you see online. You will never get a trading system that provides you constant wins over and over and over and over with zero losses. It does not exist. I don't care what anyone says. I don't care what anyone shows you. It does not exist. I could have easily come onto this video and been like, you know, guys, my system, as you can see, 5 wins, 5 break even, 0 losses. I don't take losses. I might as well even delete that because I don't even need it. No. Focus on your trading system, focus on what you know, focus on building your edge, and you can only do that by building the data set behind it. This whole system here was not, actually let me actually fix this now because obviously these are all fake trades. Delete that. This system here was not built overnight. It was not built by me collecting 5 or 10 trades and thinking, you know what, this is going to work, let me just try it live and see if it starts working. That shit doesn't work, okay? This system here was built on understanding how the large data set actually works. I remember for this system, I went through, I think, over 2,000 screenshots of previous trades, of just screenshots of price in general, then ended up meaning I could develop a system like this for myself. And only then does it make sense to then go for something like Mentfunding for the evaluations that we offer. And only then is it possible to potentially see long-term consistency in passing a challenge and in also maintaining a live account. It's one thing passing a challenge and then it's one thing maintaining a live account. Mentfunding is built for the trader. We're not built here to take your challenge fees and then run away. We're built here for you to be consistent. We want consistent traders, okay? And if you are a consistent trader, then go for it. Take a Mentfunding challenge. If you know that you have an edge, not just based on 5 or 10 trades, base your edge over 500 trades, 1,000 trades, 1,500 trades, 2,000 trades. Base your edge over a large data set because you will get the confidence within you. And then when you start getting wins such as this, you will know that you're on the right path. And at the same time, when you start getting break evens, let's have a look, are secured is less than 2. When you start getting losing streaks like this, you will also understand that, you know what, this is completely normal for my system. Obviously, I know right now I've only just filtered this to show me all trades that achieve below a 2 are secured, but the point still stands, okay? The point that I'm trying to make here is that even if my real trading turned into 38 trades of pure losses, that's completely fine with me because I know that that could be a potential variance of my strategy. If I actually head over to this curve simulator, so this thick blue line indicates what my real results were. These simulators indicate what my equity curve and what my R curve could look like, even though my real life trading looks like this with these sideways corrective periods and then impulses, sideways corrective periods. It could also very easily, look something like this with not so many sideways, like gradual impulses compared to the actual blue R curve, which as you can see here did have a large chunk of sideways, a large chunk of sideways, a potential large chunk of sideways isn't coming. Let's be honest, that's how trading systems work. If you guys really want to understand how I know my trading system so well, make sure you check out the other video that I uploaded last week. That is a really good video on having the right expectations. So, to summarize, stick to your tried and tested strategy. Don't deviate based on what you're seeing online. You see what little bro's doing online, you see him get 10, 20, 30 hours in a day, you suddenly jump over to that strategy and forget everything that you've learned. That's not the way to do it. That's not a way of being professional. You need to be professional to be successful. And I know when you clicked on this video initially, you might have thought, great, Dan's going to show me a really profitable trading strategy. Well, whilst I haven't been able to show you that, I hope I've been able to rewire your mindset a bit and unlock a bit of a different psychological door as to how you should be approaching understanding profitable trading systems and truly understanding what true consistent profitability actually looks like. I would love to hear your thoughts on this video and your thoughts as to what we discussed today, so please do comment down below, as I do love reading through your comments and reading through your guys' experiences as well. But that is all for today's video. If you liked it, please don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell so you know when I upload videos next, and hope you have a lovely rest of your week and a really happy, safe weekend.